Hi everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Flow Escapades. When we bought our house last year, there was this old basketball hoop hooked up on a fence. I didn't really like it, but I also didn't want to throw it away, so I actually decided to fix it. Let's see in the video how it went. I started by carefully unscrewing the three main screws that were keeping the hoop attached, because they were quite rusty. And then I removed all the carabiners that were holding the net to the hoop. Of course, my favorite assistant helped me with the task. There were also some zip ties replacing the lost carabiners, and I had just to cut them out. Once the net had been removed, it was time to unscrew the hoop from the backboard. The idea will be to use the hoop, but actually replace the backboard with a new one made out of wood. And then came everyone's favorite part, sanding. In order to properly remove the old paint, I had to do two steps. First, I used my random orbit sander to remove, the biggest chunks, especially on the flat surfaces. Then I use my multi-tool, a Proxon, to be able to follow the contour and reach into those difficult small spots. I like sanding because I'm always listening to podcasts or music while doing it. No, seriously, I don't really like it. There you go. Once the old paint had been successfully removed, it was time to add a couple of coats of this red spray paint. I really like this tone and its brightness. While the first coat of paint was drying up, I removed all the carabiners from the net and then took it for a spin in the washing machine. Then I applied the second coat of red spray paint. Now it's time to work on the backboard. And for this I used a piece of half-inch plywood that I had lying around the shop. I just had to sand it down lightly in order to smooth out the edges. Then I applied some wood stain, because I really wanted to have a good contrast between the wood color and the painted rectangles on the surface. And my assistant says hi. In order to drill holes in the right locations, I simply used the old board as a reference, and I clamped it down to the new board and used it as a guide to drill all the different holes. This way I was sure that the holes would be in the right location without having to measure a lot. Then I used a larger drill bit to drill the holes to their final size. Then I used my space square to draw the perimeter of the rectangle, whose name I really ignore. The place where you need to hit with the ball in order to get your ball in the basket. Then I completed the drawing with the straight edge. Once the drawing was complete, I had to put masking tape all around the perimeter, both inside and outside, in order to make sure that I will follow the contour and not spill over. This is almost as tedious as sanding. And now we're ready for painting. For this project I used a simple water-based white paints because I really wanted the color to pop out against the background. As usual, I apply the first coat. And then I apply the second coat. Once the paint had completely dried up, I could remove the masking tape. I did it with slow movements because I didn't want to rip off parts of the paint. To finish it, I just applied a couple of coats of water-based polyurethane. I'm using a type of polyurethane that is rated for exterior use because the hoop will be constantly exposed to either UV rays from the sun or rain. Since I didn't really like the black carabiners that came with the hoop, and also some of them were missing, I decided to print a full set of white ones. I think they go much better with the color of the net. Time to assemble the hoop back on the board with all the screws in the right place. And then I attach the net with the 3D printed white carabiners. Finally, the hoop is ready to go back to its own original place. It looks much better now. Once installed back in its original location, it was time to test it. Unfortunately though, the renovation didn't really improve my drawing skill. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. See you in the next video!